dress for the culture, huh? Dress for the culture. I'ma dress for the culture, huh? Dress for the culture. I'ma dress for the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh?
Man, I'm telling you, that motherfucking intro too turned for me.
Be banging. Shout out to man, our boy that ain't in the building, Mr. Big Wall himself.
He
You
had
feel me?
spirit. He had with us in spirit though. But what's going on, people? Welcome to This Week in the Culture, where we touch on everything going on. You know what I'm saying? From the what my man Big Wall like to say, from the goddamn it, from the good, the bad, and the ugly of the culture.
You
know
feel me?
And we checking in today. You know how we do it on Wednesdays. It's a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of hot topics to touch on. I'm pretty sure me and She Bananas probably gonna argue a few times. So you know we lit and you know we turned up. So how we gonna start it today is first I want to just ask
you. I don't argue with you. All I do is state the facts, KL. Come on now.
Let me make the intro.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to bring you in. I'm about to throw you the alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I'm about to throw you the alley-oop. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? With it being old Wednesday, the old Wild Wednesday, how your Wednesday been for you so far, Miss She Bananas?
Man, it's amazing. It is a blessing to be here. You know how I feel about life. When you hear you able and you capable, I'm going for it. I feel good. I knew that I would. You know? How you feeling? Happy Wednesday, KL.
Yeah, I've had a busy ass day today, but man, I'm kind of excited to talk about the shit we talking about today because we got them and run the whole gamut of it all today. You know what I'm saying? We touching on for sure the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the funny. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's not waste any more of these people's time. Let's get right into it. Let's come with the shit. You know how we do. You know how we rocking. This week in the culture. So let's go here, right? Let's start here.
Wait, I ain't do it how I do it. Is She Bananas? Yeah. I'm playing. That's what's going on in the culture too. She Bananas is going on. Now I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do your proper introduction.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I had kind of tried to I was trying to do some real technical shit when you interrupted me and shit. I was trying to pause for dramatic effect and shit, and you kind of fucked it up a little bit. But nevertheless, never mind. I'm good.
You're just ready for me to just get right into the argument,
Get right into
you want to do. You here
that's
for
what
the
I
debate.
want. Look, that's what I'm here for. That's what the people is here for. Let's get the people what they want. Let's not. But I'm pretty sure on this first topic, it's probably not going to be any debate between us. I'm pretty sure we totally agree with this one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure we on the same wavelength. But just checking today's or this week's news, so to speak, we have our man Kyle Rittenhouse, the man who is currently on trial now for the shooting of two victims in what was that, in Wisconsin?
Yes. Wisconsin school.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, and the judge said the wildest thing probably that I've heard from a judge behind the gavel in a long time. So the judge is not willing to recognize the victims as victims during the trial. What this judge is saying is that calling these people victims is kind of a stretch. He'd much rather refer to them as rioters or disturbers. So,
I'm going to just sit this right here, KL, because you already know what the banana represent, right?
Yeah, and it's just a lot of suspect things going on with that, and I just want to know how you feel, and I just want you to address the culture for me one time, Ms. She Bananas.
I mean, I think it's let me sit up for this too with the banana, right? Let me sit it right here, because it's crazy, right? We have unarmed black men. I want to be careful how I say things because you know, I never think about race. Everything to me, it has to make sense. If it's wrong, it needs to be wrong all the way around the board. Ain't no big U's and little I's, right? We have young black men that simply fit a description and they get labeled and their whole life thrown away just for having a gun. Prime example, it was a gentleman today here in Chicago got arrested for driving reckless. He had a handgun and alcohol in the car on the expressway on 94. He made the paper for that. He kills people in blood and he's labeled as a protector of his community. Not only that, it goes back to kind of like the constitutional law that we was talking about, how they consider us 3/4 human, right? I don't know. There's a lot into that. What's your thoughts? Like, how you feeling about it? I feel like it's a slap in the face to the culture. It's definitely a slap in the face.
And the thing that really stands out to me about the whole shit is, ain't these victims white? I think these victims were white victims. Mm-hmm. So for the judge to come off like that, that's what really stood out to me. You know what I'm saying? Because normally, you know what I'm saying, these people, these white folks, they able to show sympathy and empathy towards each other. But with these victims being white, that was kind of harsh for him to even say. Like, that kind of threw me aback, or just caught me off guard. It was like a left hook when I thought about it, because I'm like, damn, really?
Right is right and wrong is wrong. You know me?
But
if it's wrong, color shouldn't have no bearing.
Well, with that being said, do you think, you know what I'm saying, how's it looking as far as justice being served in this issue? Do you think that this judge will have any bearings on how this case may outcome, or the outcome of this case? Do you think his known bias, do you think that will have any effect on the outcome?
Exactly not. You know it's gonna have bias, and it's gonna, guess what's gonna happen? Mistrial. Overlay for the underplay.
Definitely, man.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. Did you get my point? Like, ain't no big U's and little I's, and that's why I say I want to be conscious with what I'm saying. I mean, careful with the words that I choose, simply because when we do things, and if we have laws that govern us, and people do things for whatever reason that they do it, if we have a penal system in place to govern these laws, we have a obligation as officials, if we're in play, to be unbiased. Yet there's still proof. There's ways to get around it. I think it's the overlay for the underplay for a mistrial.
So I hear you say a lot that you always refer to the laws and the laws that govern the land, so to speak. You always refer to that, and I get the impression that you kind of believe in that, correct?
I'm not saying that I believe in every law. No. What I'm saying is, we as humans, if we're gonna say this is right and this is wrong, and we're gonna jump on the coattail of being judgmental and giving our opinions on how something should be handled, I think if there are laws in place that we say, oh, this is right and this is just, then stick with it. Don't have no damn exceptions to the rule. That's what I say. So, like, yes, I think we should have laws, if that's what you're asking. Do I believe in the laws that govern us? To a certain extent, it depends on what law we're talking. Because with anything in life, you have to have order, right? In order for it to work. You can't even say order without saying order. Get it? So you have to have, and I'm with it, because we lack knowledge. And that's why a lot of laws are put in place so people can't manipulate or take advantage of things or situations. Right?
Yeah,
but we definitely have to read into and educate ourselves.
But my whole stance, as always, is kind of like, why so much faith? Why should we have so much faith in the law when so many times the law is always used against us and not in our favor? You feel me?
I guess it's kind of like
unjustness. Let me make this point. And a lot of the unjustness of the mistreatment that these laws are used against us is done at the basis of racism. There's no denying that. It's no denying that. So regardless of how you should say, well, everything should be equal, but it's not. That's just the reality of it. It's not. No matter how much, no matter how much of the perception they try to play that it's an equal playing field, as Black people, you know that it's not an equal playing field. So I don't think changing the laws is not, the laws is a byproduct of the racism, in my opinion. So changing the laws won't get to the root of it. So it's scary too, because like you think the law is supposed to serve its purpose. We got this guy walking around with an AK-47 shooting people willingly. Like the police literally let this man walk around and shoot people. And then he gets in court and the judge, who's supposed to be ultimately unbiased, supposed to be the protector, the upholder of the law, like for him to take that left turn that he took, I don't see any faith in, like, having any faith in the law whatsoever.
We gotta have faith in something. Like when it comes to law,
not the law.
Laws that govern us.
The law, because like I've heard you, and you know you spoke on the law many times. You always, because that's your equalizer. Okay. That's the way that you can stay neutral.
It's not that it's my equalizer. It's like you're always bringing content and say this and that. And all I simply say is, if we're gonna say this is considered righteous, then it needs to be equal around the board. I never say this is right and that is right. I don't care. Like for me, I don't write off law. I write off spirituality. But I do think we have to have laws in order for it to be order. We do.
Everything ain't so black and white though. That's what I'm saying.
I get that.
But
and that's the problem. That's the problem. Life is black and white. I don't care how much color you add to life. It really is black and white. We all still bleed the same. We are all still like opposite shades. It's black and white. Black and white. We just choose not to let the things that come up out our mouth and the things that dwell within our soul and our spirit, humans out here in this universe, because I'm not that person, we let money and evilness govern us. And that's why we're lost. Even to, excuse me, you want to be controversial for a minute? You always like, this needs to be done. Everybody in this world needs to learn forgiveness. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I honestly feel like that. I think I truly feel learning forgiveness and compassion is like the greatest gift you can give to yourself in life, because it humbles you as a human being. And it kind of goes into our next story. You get what I'm saying? With Will and Jada.
I get you, but I'm not showing all this love and compassion for somebody who don't see the same for me. And I notice it. and I see it, and I can acknowledge it, and I can point my finger to it, and I can point out instances and use facts. Nah, I'm not hugging my fucking enemy. Period. Because that's how they look at us. They look at us as the enemy. I'm not hugging my enemy. I hug my brother.
Me too. You need to for yourself. I promise you need to for yourself. I did
no, I'm not that.
I do inspiration, right? I'm getting hot. You always get me hot real fast. I do inspiration, right? And when I did my inspiration yesterday, I think it was, one of the things that I talked about is this week, Transformation Tuesday, because this week is all about reconditioning your mind, your body, and your spirit. Not for everybody else, for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And so in my inspiration, I talk about you have to get to a point where you do a simple test and you think you give a prayer to someone and you be thankful for a friend that showed you just every day of the week. You're going to think about a blessing that you received from a friend, the next day a family member, the next day a loved one, the next day a cousin. The seventh day is a blessing that you receive from what you would consider an enemy. Because every day, good or bad, rolling into my inspiration for today, every day, whether it's good or bad, is a blessed day. So if you're blessed with the day, and if our creator of this universe can forgive us and give us, because we're all sinners, another day, why can't you be equally forgiven? Why? I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Like forgive who? The system?
Anybody that wronged you. Anybody, not just the system. Anything that wrongs you and hinders you. Like, because when we have...
If the situation calls for it, then so be it. But I'm not just giving I'm not giving away nothing to nobody who hasn't earned it. Period. I have simple compassion for you as a human. But in order to forgive a person, you have to let that person in the first place, right? For them to hurt you like that, right?
Yeah.
So depending on how the situation went, which is the gray area, that will determine if I will forgive you or not. There are certain points you cannot cross with me. I'm a boundary person. I have clear boundaries.
I get it. You can forgive people and still have boundaries. I get it. I have boundaries. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even with forgiveness, you learn boundaries. That was like a perfect way of putting that, KL.
I'd rather
when they cross some boundaries, you know how to deal. But you still got to forgive them for you. Because if you don't forgive people for you, if you don't forgive for you, they forever had this space hindered in you. That's what we want.
I'd rather forget. If you fuck me over, you backdoor me like that, I'd rather forget about you than forgive you.
I don't know what you talking about. I don't know.
Speaking of fucking forgiving, to segue to the next motherfucking topic, because see, you be getting mad at me when I get in the KL mode, because you know I was about to snap. But this lady, Jada fucking Pinkett Smith, is out here wilding again. What the fuck is this lady's deal? That's what I want to know. Now, I saw today that an article came out, and once again, she tossing Will right under the proverbial fucking bus. Now, she gets on another publication, and she basically said that she had a little difficulty sexually with Will. That was the headline, you feel me? And So, you know, a lot of times they put the headlines out to grab you and they call me. So I read the shit, you know? So by reading it, Jada, and I'm just going to paraphrase it, you know what I'm saying? Jada, she comes off saying basically like, yeah, at times me and Will have difficulty because he doesn't know me sexually. Like there's certain things that I want that I shouldn't have to tell you. You should know because we are together. Now, when I read that, me being a man, you know, real nigga, you know, all that shit, me reading
you
that.
You got some emotional ass. Oh, how dare you say something like that? You are so wrong. Look, I was the same way though, KR. I ain't even gonna lie. I was mad at Jada. Like when I read the headline, I was pissed. Like, how you gonna keep coming for your husband like that in the public? God,
This is what she just
gonna be so disrespectful, Jay. Like I love you.
That's what she just told the world, man. She just told the world Will don't know how to fuck, man. She just told the world Will don't know how to fuck, man.
You just rude.
I'll get right to it. I ain't for all the semantics. I ain't for all the beating around the bush. I ain't for none of that. I get right to the point. I get right to the point. She's saying that Will Smith can't fuck. How do you feel? How do you feel?
That's not what she said. That is
what she said.
You funny as hell.
She went and got that young nigga with all that freaky nigga energy. He was down for all the freaky shit. Will all uncomfortable. He was with it.
Oh my God! I'm not with you today, KO. I'm not.
People, man, you gotta cut the fat. You gotta trim the fat and get right to what the fuck people be saying. That is what she said.
Look, Banana was like.
That's what she said.
Will got one of these.
I don't know what the fuck Will got. Ask Jada, but it ain't good. She ain't putting it in the best light. She got Will out here looking bad. That
was not what that conversation was about.
If you married with a person for years, and these years he still don't know how to satisfy you. Like,
but I don't think that's what see that's the thing. Like,
this ain't like no relationship shit. We done fucked a couple times and we really liking each other. And I like you like me. We just ain't. And it ain't that. We're married. This is different.
Listen,
this has to stop.
Can I speak now? Because you funny as hell.
Disrespect.
You just funny. You just told America that you just told America Will couldn't.
I'm translating what she's saying. She done been in the fucking. What she call that shit? A situation? What the fuck she said that shit was? An entanglement? The bitch that been in an entanglement already?
I guess you don't know how to entangle then, huh?
She's still explaining what happened. Why is you telling us this unless you still explaining why you goddamn was fucking with this young boy? Why? She could have made any example. She could have made any example other than using herself.
That is not that. Okay, let me do it for real though. Stop playing. Let me go ahead and just break it down. Because at first, honestly, I did when I seen it, I kind of like getting your feelings because I felt like it is kind of disrespectful being that we just had the whole August Alsina fiasco last year. However, it was just a random conversation that came up amongst them at her and Gwyneth Paltrow at the red table. And what they were discussing is once I listened and I read into it, they were discussing pretty much it's hard to have them conversations. And when you think about it, do you really sit and say, you know what, baby, I want you to smack me, pull my hair? Do your girl come tell you she wants you to do that to you? Her, honestly? Y'all have conversations about, I really want to try it like this, that, right? How long you and your girl been together? May I ask? How long have you and your
4 years.
How long? 4 years? Okay. So now now fast forward 20 some years, you will presume that they already know. And it's a hard conversation to have now because we've been doing it. We've been engaging for so long. So you would think it would come natural. So you don't want to offend your partner by saying, hey, I want to, I want to do this. And after you done cheated, you can't, it's hard to have the damn conversation. For real. That's all she was saying. I don't think she was like trying to attack him per se and say, oh, he doesn't please me. It's like it's hard to have conversations, and it's probably like what led to the infidelity in the first place. But imagine going and telling your mate or your girl. Imagine your girl coming telling you after she's cheated on you, baby, this is kind of boring. I want you to do this and that. What's gonna come to your head?
Well, if I don't want her to go fuck that young nigga, I'm gonna do what she need me to do, goddamn.
And while you doing what she needs you to do, what's in your head? Honestly.
I'm doing what I need. But see,
that young nigga gonna be in that head too, like, so that's what he did.
But see, I'm not Will Smith. See, that shit would have been nipped in the bud a long time ago. See, at this point, I'm starting to not feel too sorry for this nigga Will, because Will is letting this happen to himself. This happened to himself. He may be codependent on this bitch. Because Will don't need her.
Here's the thing about the relationship, and you gotta respect it.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point.
You gotta respect it. Quit calling him codependent. No.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. You gotta let me make my point. That's the point of us being here. We making points. I let you make your point. You stopped. You let me have the flow. It's my time to dance. It's my turn to dance. Let me dance. Let me dance.
I can rebut that. That's the point. It's not an argument. It's not an argument.
Nothing is too hard for Jada to talk about. Nothing is too hard for her to talk about.
Exactly.
Because she's really talking about this shit with millions. So it's hard to talk about shit. Don't mean shit. The shit don't mean shit. Ain't shit hard for her to talk about.
I didn't say it was hard for her to talk about it. I'm saying in relationships, it may be hard for him to have a conversation. You don't know. She may try to have the conversation, but he's not open to it. You never know.
I only know
I don't think the average relationship really don't sit and have conversations about, hey, baby, I want to do it like this. It's just something that organically happens. But the truth is, women, men, all have these deep, dark fantasies that sometimes that they are ashamed to say. And then you'll have that one person that, hey, like she probably seen August, I seen her mimic it. I'm just saying, you never know. Quit being so judgmental. Their relationship works for them.
That's what we here to do. We here to give our opinion. If my opinion sounds judgmental, well, so the fuck be it. God damn it. I'm just calling the shit how I see it. I can only talk on what they talk about. And if she kept her fucking mouth closed, we wouldn't know about none of this shit. She put it out there. Put that shit out there in the public, and it's in public knowledge and public view. You leave other people to have opinions on it. And my opinion is that she said Will can't fuck. That's why she fucked the young boy.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. At the end of the day, it's their life, and it works for them. Will loves his Jada, and Jada ain't going nowhere.
Nope. So,
and that's how we gonna end that.
She know it. She knows it. She knows it. She knows.
They said it. They said it over and over. Their relationship is open. Like I hate that it's like a disconnect because at some point what they had spilled out into society. And that's what made it.
Young boy.
And that's what made it because young boy, because
you keep trying to excuse
that Cougar cat, and like August Alsina was looking for a come up. If you want to talk about somebody needs somebody, I think August was thinking he was gonna have a come up with Jay. You feel what I'm saying?
That nigga was in love.
Who, August?
Hell yeah, that nigga was in love.
You always talking about. So
I can only
you
go.
know what? Let me
I can only go over what the motherfucker told me.
Wait. No.
Anything
You just made a valid point.
That nigga wrote a whole fucking paragraph and talking about I love you, and I'm like, we're still on this nigga, Will.
And I'm glad. Look, I like that we're here, right? We're addressing the culture, and I really want to have a conversation about addressing the culture, right? Me and my producer, we were talking the other day, and well, my cause, we were talking the other day, right? And I brought up the fact that a lot of men nowadays, you see them spilling out their emotions, right? And we are mocking them. They're soft now, but there was once upon a time they were taught to be, they were told they were too hard. Women were told that they were supposed to be gentle, and you know what I mean? Back in the days, the woman was supposed to be the gentle one, the man was supposed to be the provider and the protector. The woman was supposed to be the nurturer and the, you know what I mean? The loving one, right? It's almost if we're in a role reversal. Men are a lot more open to showing their feelings now, right? And when they do that, we make fun of them like you're doing right now.
Will ain't showing us shit. Will ain't showing us shit. I'm reacting to her talking. Again. What are you talking about?
You just said Will codependent on her.
How much abuse can if the roles was reversed?
And then you said
if the roles was reversed, if Will was doing this shit to Jada, he'd be the doggest nigga in America right now. You would not have the same energy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. No, I will. I just told you, I just openly admitted when I first read it, I was like livid because he worships the ground that you walk on. You get what I'm saying? Like them men that are so vulnerable like that they don't care. See, Will don't care what the fuck y'all think about him. He don't care. He loves his wife. He took a vow and he meant it. He said, Jada, I remember him saying, the first time he said he shut him down, and when he got that opportunity, he going for the ride. He want to die with her. And when he took them vows, for better or worse, rich or poor, flaws and all, he meant it. Why y'all penalizing him for standing by his vows? Even though his wife is doing what some may think is humiliating him, right?
Exactly.
But once again, let's talk the facts. We got to deal with the facts. They both have openly talked about their relationship, and they've expressed we are free to do what we want because we never want the other to feel so trapped.
You ain't looking deep enough, baby. You still looking on the surface. You don't see it for what it's worth. You just sat here and just said Will would do anything for her, right?
Yeah.
You didn't know shit about that relationship until her shit went messy. We didn't know, goddamn it, how Will felt until Will sat at whose table? He sat at her table, right? We don't know. We don't know Will couldn't satisfy her sexually because of what? Her talking.
You just said that.
Will, the only reason we're hearing from Will is on behalf of her.
That's not what she said. She said it's hard to have the conversations about sex. That's what she said. She didn't say anything sexually.
Using Will as an example, right?
You say what?
Using Will and her relationship as an example, right?
Right.
That's the point. Why the fuck she keep talking?
Because it's red table talk in their home.
All I'm saying is
their home. It may be a way for them to heal. You never know. They may go back and watch each episode and see, because that table, the point in having a red table talk is to say the things that you once felt free to say is now bottled up, like you, because you don't want to hurt the other one's feelings. So the red table is where you release everything and with no judgment. So why the fuck are we out here judging them? Let them live their life.
The shit is crazy to me, and I'm gonna say it. I ain't fucking judging them. I can give a fuck less what they do as people. I'm just saying, my opinion is what I said. Period. God damn it. I said what I said. I can only talk on what the fuck is told to me by these people. You feel me? And I can interpret it how I want to interpret it. And I interpreted it. He said, well,
here's the thing though, like when I do get a chance to watch Red Table Talk, I think the things that they are opening up about is kind of like their way of giving back to the world, in a sense, right? Because they're open about the most intimate parts of their life. They're allowing you in their home, and they're sharing the innermost, deepest secrets. They're showing you them at their most vulnerable state. That, for me, that is an act of humanity. You know, we're not perfect, but we're working kind of, you know what I mean? Like, we're here and we're not perfect. And we know y'all may look at us and see like the perfect relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like, we thought Jay and Meg were perfect until Rihanna. Them side pieces always come and want to talk and ruin things. And see, Will, he's standing firm like, okay, because we already had this agreement. I'm not going to let that ruin. But if everybody, hold on, everybody that sit at that table from this point forward is definitely going to try to find a way to weasel in and ask those questions, because they know it makes for good conversation, right? And when they have this conversation, it's going to bring attention to their name because they're sitting at the table with them having this conversation. People are just like clout junkies too. Like, you gotta be mindful of everything and why things are being done.
Nah, I'm not gonna let my wife keep exploiting me and keep exploiting and exploiting my marriage for views. Fuck that. No.
Anyway,
put your fucking foot. Drag your nuts, nigga. When you gonna let your fucking nuts hang, nigga? God damn, man.
Y'all good. Y'all good in my book. I salute you. You love your one. You love his life.
Coming off of Will's soft ass. Let's talk about some strong men. Let's talk about some strong black men standing up and putting their foot down for what's right. Let's get off of Will's soft ass for a second. Let's talk about some strong black men, goddammit, doing some real strong things and showing real presence in the community and doing some real positive shit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, now we got these group of gentlemen down in Louisiana. I think it's Shreveport, Louisiana. We have a group of dads on duty. Now, the story is at a high school, they had they said they had several days of continuous fights, maybe anywhere from like 20 to 23 fights in the school, and things was escalating, and it was probably going to get to the point of probably where somebody was going to really get seriously hurt, or maybe even, lose their life.
Just like right then and there, you see how I turned around like somebody's about to get hurt.
Yeah, so now just like at this school, it was a few fights, things was escalating, and it was probably going to escalate to a point of no return, probably to a point to where somebody would get hurt or maybe even killed. And we had a group of black dads who decided to make their presence felt more at the school. Not so more to be disciplinarians or anything, but just to provide a little bit of more of moral support and just to provide, I guess, a level of discipline at that school. And I'm pretty sure you saw the headlines on that as well. And I just want to get your thoughts on that and just hear what you got to say about that and what's your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think they're doing an amazing thing. I always love when we step up instead of allowing our children to do whatever it is that they want. When you see it's a problem, to fix it. Fixing it early on is the solution. You get what I'm saying? You can't just keep letting it escalate and escalate. 20 fights definitely was way too many. It was over 20-some fights before they came out. However, I appreciate the initiative, right? And they probably strategically thought it out. That's why so many fights transpired before they did step up, and when they did put foot on ground, they had a strong foundation. You get what I'm saying? Because we always want to step up and just be there, but we have to think about the movement in order for it to move in the right direction. So shout out to them. I think it was like 8 dads came out and they did their thing. They're bringing peace, and they're like for me, it's telling their kids, I'm watching you. I got my eye on you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna. I don't condone this behavior. Versus being a parent at home and you know what's going on, but you're too busy to step in. It's kind of like, remember when they was rioting over Laquan McDonald, and the mother turned her son in when she seen him on camera down there looting and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I remember something.
You remember that? Yeah, it's like it's telling them early on, like, I'm not gonna support you in your negative behavior or your destructive behavior, because it can lead down to a path of destruction, death, jail. Why are we fighting? Use your words.
Yeah, and I just think the big thing of it all is it just shows what the effect that one small group of people that's dedicated, the effect that they can have on a large group of people. Because if you have dads patrolling the hallways, and you got dads, hey boy, what's going on, boy? Nice game you had there the other day, or yeah, hey man, or saying dad jokes, or just seeing you and acknowledge you and saying, you know what I'm saying, or even if you're a student and your dad is one of those dads that's doing it, you're not gonna be running through the hallways and this, that, and the third, and whoever his friends is, you gotta now fly straight to, because you gotta be. So it's a wide web of things, and just the influence of them just being there is totally different. It's not the police. It's not the administrators there. You know what I'm saying? So they could reach these kids on a different level. You know what I'm saying? So you'll probably be more willing to listen to them. Maybe more be willing to to heed to what they're saying, because it's not like, because you know, as a teenager, you anti-establishment just naturally. So this situation just shows, like, you know what I'm saying, you have these group of dads here, and they just here for you.
And it's the thing though too, you know, in so many of these cases of violence with the youth, parents have been losing their lives. You get what I'm saying? Like, the kids nowadays can be ruthless. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, that weighs volumes too, that they really didn't care. They didn't move in fear. They don't live in fear. We fear the children. And I think that's where we're losing it. We fear what they may or may do, because they are labeled as gangbangers, gunslingers. You know, you feel what I'm saying? Disrespectful, aggressive. Instead, they definitely, like, they get a pat on the back for me, because
but if you're a man of a certain age, so to speak, and these gentlemen didn't look like old. You know, they look probably like in their like late 30s, early 40s. So you can still relate to a certain extent. You feel me? And I don't think a situation like where they just don't see those kids as that. They see the best in them, and they see potential in those kids. So they made the decision, and something so simple as just them being there just had such a positive effect. The school-wide scores went up, and just the effect of them being there and just their presence was large. And it's just one of those things where, like, we need to like really make this thing public, because we need something like that in Chicago. We desperately need something like that in Chicago.
And here's the thing. When you speak on that, you're right. Like, I don't think people understand just how much the youth really want you to say something.
They really
like,
do.
Although they're doing all these things, they want direction. They want guidance. Yeah, because that shows that you care. That and it shows that they're loved, and which goes into why mental health is so big nowadays, right? Because of lack of love, compassion. Like, we got all these things we're battling with, and you feel like all you got is you. So nothing's driving anybody insane. You feel what I'm saying? So we have a.
And then I think of the kid who don't have a father at home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Out of school, and somebody's invested in you. Somebody sees something. One of these dads see something in you, and now they checking on it. What's up, man? What your grades looking like? How's Miss Who about the band class going? Oh, you need something for lunch? Here you go. Man, you need to go to class. What you doing? That some kids need that. They need that structure. A lot of these kids out here crave that structure. You know what I'm saying? So where someone, a lot of the shit that's going on is really just like a cry for help. You feel me? So we can't turn our back on the dude. You know what I'm saying?
You hit it on the head right there.
Yeah.
Cry for help.
I've talked that, but you know what I'm saying? I never turn my back on the youth, because the youth is where it's at.
Wow, you just shocked me.
Even back when we was talking, even when we was having the conversation, the whole pull your pants up conversation, and I stood firm on that. Like, no, I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna be telling these young boys to pull their pants up. No, it's bigger shit than me standing down on them about that. Same thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't really waive all my opinions, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I got boundaries, and I know where I'm coming from. But as far as the young kids and the younger generation, man, they where it's at. And sometimes they just need to be recognized and just need to be reminded that that's where they say that they have hope, that they have things to look forward to, because there's a lot of bullshit going on out here. But just that one dad that take interest in the kid who ain't got a dad at home, who's struggling, who trying to figure things out, who's trying to learn how to be a man, that could change his life. You know what I'm saying? And that's well worth it. And that's well worth the sacrifice And then me and to that school, real talk. And I just really felt like we needed to acknowledge that on the quote.
We definitely needed to address that in the culture because we got people stepping up and doing things. And, you know, while we talk about the ugly things in the culture, we definitely need more stories like that, you know? So salute to them. And we wishing them, you know, the best outcome. You know, it still ain't over. It's just the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? You like we often start things, but life will get in the way, and we gotta make that money, and you know what I mean.
You gotta plant the seed. The seed has been planted. You know what I'm saying? Because if a network of dads who really committed to it come together, and it's enough for us, it's a way that we can implement these type of programs and shit in the city, because shit like this is needed in the city, especially with what's going on with all the school shootings and us losing young men and young ladies at a very young age. And shit, it's not really safe to go to school here in the city. So we may need to look at them and implementing this around the city and just seeing that things like this that's outside of the box and outside of, you know what I'm saying, government.
Well, so maybe KL, even if it is things like that that's already going on, we can always use more. So you plant the seeds, you put it out here. I'm gonna watch you water it. I'm gonna watch you water your baby. Okay.
I'm trying. I'm still intellectually ignorant though.
If you need my help, I got you. You know I got you, because you know Chiquita love the babies. Chiquita love the kids.
See, that's where we differ at. I'm definitely team fuck them kids. You feel me? All day.
And so is Lil Boosie. When it comes to Lil Nas X, that's pretty much what he told his daddy. Fuck your son and his feelings. Do you think Boosie is a troll though? Like, who do you think is the biggest troll? Boosie, Tekashi 6ix9ine, or 50? Let's address the fucking culture. Who's the biggest troll?
The biggest troll of all time is somebody who you didn't even name. But
I said between them three. No. I'm asking between those three.
No, because those three can't fuck with King Troll. They can't fuck with King Troll. The biggest troll.
You never play fair, so I'm not even gonna even ask you no questions no more.
I'm not dodging no controversy neither. I'm bringing the controversy. I'm gonna bring the controversy today. The biggest troll of all time is Lil Nas X. Let's fucking bring it. Let's bring it. And Boosie fell victim to the troll, man. Boosie fell victim to the troll, man. So Boosie can't be on that list because trollers can't fall victim to the troll.
Boosie is the biggest troll of all. He's been stalking Lil Nas. At this point, I think he obsessed with him. And you know what? Here's the thing, though, KL, because you remember, like in one of the first episodes that we did, I said, I'm so proud of Boosie. You remember that?
I don't know.
For standing up, like, I get him on standing strong on what he wants to teach his kids. And he's not going to fold on his words. But he has been totally disrespectful and out of line. Yeah. It's been out of line lately. And Lil Nas' father made a freaking valid point. How can you sit here and judge my son for what it is that he's doing, and your reason, it ain't solidified. If your reasoning is because of the kids, your music promotes gun violence, drug usage, and the degrading of women. So how can you say your music is better than his? I think you got a valid point.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, shit, man. I don't know. To be honest with you, Boosie conversation, man, really ain't too valid to me right now. Because I know as a parent, my kids couldn't listen to shit, Lil Nas X or Boosie. You know what I'm saying? I know my kid, I wouldn't let my kid listen to it. You feel me? So I really don't believe this whole gay for the kids agenda and shit. I really don't. Because a lot of the shit, like SpongeBob coming out as gay and all that type of shit, the only people who care about that shit is adults. Kids don't care about that shit. Just like Superman coming out as bisexual. Kids don't care about that shit. That's not even on the kids' radar. Only people that care about shit like that is grown people. So grown people trying to inject that shit into the kids' culture. That's not even on the kids' radar. A normal kid that's 6, 7, 8, 9 is not interested in this Lil Nas X dude's music. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard any kids listening to this shit.
That's what Boosie said. Like, I think his biggest argument is you're trying to persuade mankind to just be free, and he don't want the music spewing into his kids' ear and them made,
at this
being
point,
free.
At this point, this is what Boosie is saying. He's just saying kids. You got to substitute kids with me. Because why do you keep talking about this nigga? Why are you constantly in homosexual?
Because I think he fantasized about him low key. Like, there's this saying that when people constantly fantasize about one person is because they that's their reality, like they somewhat want that to be their, you know what I mean? So they beat it up. I don't know. I think Boosie low key, him and the baby. Is it the baby? Was it the baby or the baby? Yeah, got some closet tendencies going on.
Well, the baby interjected himself into one homosexual conversation. He interjected himself into that. That was one. Boosie then interjected himself in about like 7 or 8 gay conversations. I mean, at what point, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, man. Like, these people ain't coming to ask you about this shit. You keep offering yourself to these conversations. Nigga, why? Why?
Because somebody took it.
I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna tell him.
How long was Boosie locked up? 5 years?
He did a few years, but I ain't gonna start. But nigga, you starting to look a little funny in the light, man. And then this boy Nas X. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think this nigga is gay, man. I don't know, man.
You don't think Nas X is gay?
I think he's that big of a troll. And once you come out and say you gay, who the fuck gonna deny you? Who gonna say you ain't? That's the biggest troll in history to me. That's why I call him King Troll. Because I don't think he's gay. All of a sudden,
so you don't think Lil Nas gay?
I don't think so, man.
If
it was to come out 20 years from now, like, man, I never was. I did that shit for the bad. I could believe it.
He kissed the man on national TV on the awards.
I bet that man made millions of millions.
But you cannot say that he don't sway that way. Because
that's just my opinion.
You're not gonna put your tongue down somebody's throat.
You don't know.
National TV.
Motherfuckers will do anything for the bad. Come on, man. Niggas, I ain't putting nothing past nobody for the bad. I guarantee you, it's niggas out here.
You can't come back from. Here's the thing: you're saying that he's trolling. Then he's not trolling. He's doing it for the bag. He really
That's
He like who he is and what he do. Let him be him. At the end of the day,
I just think he's that. I'm not necessarily.
we want to know y'all thoughts. Please leave a comment. We definitely want to know what y'all think on all these conversations. We ain't just here having these conversations. We're addressing the culture because we want you to address the culture with us. So what are your thoughts on the topic? Be sure to follow us on YouTube at the AT Network, and that is the Address the Culture Network.
Definitely.
Feel me?
And don't be fucking cutting me off for shit when I'm making points and shit. Now you know I be ready to turn
I
up.
just want the people to know to leave a comment, G. You keep on, you know what? You just want to argue, G.
That's what I'm here to do, baby.
It's all love. Where my love thing at? I ain't even got my love thing. That's why I'm just really under attack. I can't even throw up my love sign like, gee.
That's my love language. Arguing is my motherfucking love language. God damn it. Because if I don't love you, I ain't got shit to say to you at all.
My nigga, I'm going. We gonna virtual hug it out, my nigga. Yeah, that's what Lil Boosie doing to Lil Nas. Like, damn, you done posted some more shit. Now I gotta go.
It's
Boosie needs to get into his own business, though, for real. He got better. He got
that boy
bigger
alone,
things.
man. Just leave him alone, man. Just let
right.
Because like when you straight, you don't involve yourself in gay business and shit. Because Dave's about to start looking funny in the light too, man. And I love Dave, man. I love Dave.
You talking about Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, man. I'm like, stop, like.
You know
like,
what? You just a barrel.
I'm calling shit how I see it. I don't spell shit. I just call the shit how I see it. Ain't no straight people keep injecting themselves in gay conversations, man. If you straight, mind your business. That's what time it is now. When you keep injecting yourself in these conversations and shit, man, I'm starting to worry about you motherfuckers, man. Most
people, they really interject themselves in these conversations because they want knowledge. Or could it be because the LGBTQ community is so...
Maybe project.
No, but it could be because the LGBT community is huge. It's a huge community now. So if you want to be identified and recognized, go ahead and attack them. You attack the LGBT community, your name is going to sound off like,
or you can act gay and get rich too. Think about it.
You steady saying.
Think about it.
Well, I'm gay right now. I'm so freaking happy we are here doing another freaking show. We do this every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
10 years from now, shit, you know what I'm saying? When you're on the radio and shit, they be like, well, you know she said back in the day she was gay.
Look, they gonna cut all that other stuff off, right? They gonna edit it all out.
What the 3,000 hours of shit you got? No, right. She said she was gay. She gay, goddamn it.
Yeah. Play the clip again. Play the clip again. Yeah, she gay.
We got our motherfucking culture checking in with us, man.
The ladies in the air.
But man, I guess, man, that's it, man. We got the culture checking in, definitely, man. We apologize because we usually interact with y'all during the chat, but I'm sorry, our conversations got a little bit heated, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of forgot about our culture gang. I'm sorry about that, but we'll definitely tap in with y'all on the live chat next time. We definitely appreciate y'all viewership. Please make sure y'all like, subscribe, all that shit, thumbs up, all that shit. Follow us. Our shit is right down here. See it? Right down there. So follow us on all our platforms and shit. What you think the moral of the day is, Miss She Bananas?
The moral of the day is mind your damn business. Stay in your own lane. You gotta stay in your own lane. That's what the whole moral was. If you don't know, don't say nothing. If it ain't yours, don't say nothing.
And except on the days, I don't always speak on other people's shit on this platform. Other than that, I don't even give no fuck. But for y'all and for the culture, we definitely gonna speak on that shit here. We gonna talk about how we feel about it, whether it's good, bad, ugly, and we ain't never indifferent. We always got something to say, and we always feel some type of way about some shit. So at the end of the day, this is the Culture Gang, and that was This Week in the Culture. We got my girl She Bananas checking in. I'm KL, and this is the motherfucking culture.
And we out.